Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, like, join it or something.
Hey guys, so it is July 1st, 2017 today, and I'm pretty excited because I'm going to be seeing the 5th Transformers movie, which is called Transformers Last Night. Oh wow, I really can't wait for this, I'm so excited. I love Transformers, Upwards of Energy Extinction, I got my ticket and everything, yeah, I really can't wait. Oh, and if anyone tries to stop me from watching it, I've got this Nerf gun here, and I can scare them away if they try and come in to stop me. Did he just say he's got a Nerf gun? Oh no, well I'm not going in there because I hate being shot at by Nerf guns. The bullets annoy me. I know. When he sees Star Wars The Last Jedi later this year, I could come here and give him a ring on his phone to warn him. I won't need to go into a room. Good idea. Well, no one's going to stop me. Amazing. Oh, it's our time. Oh, my goodness me, I'd best get going. It's nearly time to see a movie. Well, I'll be back soon, guys, so yeah, I will see you all later.
Alright everybody, this is Need Blaze, and thank you Lucinus for inviting me to another review. Today we are reviewing Transformers 5 The Last Night. Not the best movie in my opinion, but yeah. So here are my reviews. So for the trolls, Megatron. I think he was the only good thing about this movie. Him and Barricade, I think those were the only good Decepticons to really like in this movie. Another one, Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, he's in this movie. And it was actually quite funny when he was like in Shaun David Vickens. You can see Drift, but you can also see Sam. And it's confirmed he's dead. Anyway, so yeah. Another throw I have, Cognon. Oh yeah, he was actually quite funny. I found it funny when Crosshairs tries to grab in. He just grabs Crosshairs' finger and just breaks him. Like, I was like, what? Alright, another one, Vivian. I think she's the only good female in this whole series, in my opinion. Carly was a little bit good, but she's not tolerable. Vivian, she is. Okay, that's my pros. Let's go into the cons now. Alright, horrible CGI. Oh my goodness. Why did you fire Spielberg? Yeah, if you don't know, Spielberg is the one who did the CGI for the first 3 movies, as in DreamWorks. And yeah, without DreamWorks, the whole animation just looks so bad, in my opinion. Alright, another con I have, stupid story. Oh my goodness. This is one of the worst Transformers movies I ever saw. Alright, let's get to the worst parts, which are, in my opinion, are the worst. The Talisman. Okay, let's get to this. So, the Talisman goes down Cade's hands. Can you believe it? It goes down his hands, and then Vivian was like, "Oh, if you wanna figure out how it works, I will help you." And then Cade just gives her a stare like, "The hell?" And yeah, that's like one of the worst things about this movie. The Talisman just goes around his body, literally goes down his hands for once, yeah. And then Vivian wanted to go and figure out what he's doing. Oh yeah, another one. Inappropriate jokes. My goodness. The jokes in this movie are the worst. Let me tell you. So Vivian and Kate, they were like breaking the whole house just to find like this hidden key. And literally, Vivian Stern's fought. They're banging each other. I'm not gonna. I guess we know what I mean. Okay, another con. Nemesis Brian. Oh my goodness. I think Peter Cullen was the worst treated character in this movie. I think Optimus was the worst character in this movie as well because he was treated so badly. I feel bad for Peter Cullen. But yeah. Quintessa, oh my goodness. I'm not saying she's a bad character, but I think she was really badly treated in this movie. In 4, it like shows like these organic robots. I'm guessing that's Quintessa, and yeah. Alright, here are my nitpicks. So, Drift losing his second sword and his helicopter form. Yeah, and he also changes his vehicle form. I'm not sure why he does it, but I really like the blue Bugatti more than the black and red Mercedes. I like the Bugatti more. Another one, Cade. He just feels really bad in this movie. I'm not sure what the hell they did to him, but he was really good in the 4th movie. Why did they ruin him in this 5th movie? Anyway, so that's my review, and thank you, Luke, for inviting me.
You know, I really wish now that I did not show my Nerf gun because it scared my future self, because, oh boy, did I make a big mistake, because this movie was just a massive, massive abomination, and I did not like it. Oh my god. Anyway, guys, so welcome to episode 6 of my Trash Talk series, and today, guys, I'm going to be trash talking the 5th and final installment of a Transformers film series directed by Michael Bay, which is none other than Transformers: The Last Knight, released in 2017. So, and oh my god, right, you know, I don't know what I was thinking with this movie. I really don't know. Like, I really did not like this one bit, to be honest. Like, definitely, in my opinion, the #1 worst Transformers movie of all time. Really was, like, and, you know, just like Age of Extinction, this is a major example of an unnecessary sequel, because in my opinion, Michael Bay should have stopped making movies after Darker Moon, to be honest. But yeah, now, anyway, I'm going to try to get through the good stuff first, guys. So yeah, now, I think probably the only best thing out of the movie is probably the voice cast for the characters. For example, once again, Peter Cullen still does an amazing job of voicing Optimus Prime, my favourite voice actor of all time, you know. In my opinion, he did not have one bad performance as Prime ever, in my opinion, and this is an example because he was still really good in this role, to be honest. Although there was one bad thing that didn't like Optimus, which we're going to get to in the movie. I also like the returning cast from the previous movies. For example, I loved John Goodman as Hound, John DiMaggio as Crosshairs, and Ken Watanabe as Drift. So yeah, now when it comes to, you know, other characters as well, I also as well liked the addition of Jess Harno returning as Barricade, but Barricade, its presence in the movie was incredibly confusing because, you know, it appeared as though he died in Darker Moon, he did not appear in Age of Extinction, and somehow he's back in this movie, and he's got like a new robotic mode which makes no sense whatsoever. And also, they also remove his voice effect from the first movie, so he sounds more like a high-pitched Ironhide, you know, more like Ironhide than Barricade, because that's who Jess Harno voices. So yeah, I did not like that at all, one bit. It was really confusing. So yeah. And also, when it comes to, you know, other characters, I also as well loved how Tom Kenny returned as Wheelie, because Wheelie was great comic relief in the 2nd and 3rd movies, but unfortunately this movie he only had a couple of scenes, sadly, which was a bit of a shame. And they didn't even explain, you know, how he survived either, you know, what he did before this movie either. And I also, as well, when it comes to Megatron, I was happy that Frank Welker returned as him because he's my favourite Megatron, and he gave him such a great voice in the movie. Like, Megatron's probably my favourite, you know, like, character in the movie because, you know, he had such a really great voice by Frank Welker. Like, he was so cool. Unfortunately, though, his robot mode, his body looked more like Optimus than Megatron, and also, although he looked like, you know, a Transformers knockoff of Ultron a little bit from the MCU, so yeah. See, he looked more like an Ultron knockoff, but still, Frank Welker gave a phenomenal voice performance as Megatron. Although, when it comes to Megatron, guys, there's like a plot hole here because, you know, they never confirmed how Galvatron from the previous movie came back to being Megatron. They never confirmed how he came back to being Megatron. You know, I believe in the comics, you know, Quintessa gave him a new body and he abandoned his Galvatron identity, but, you know, why didn't they explain this or show this in a movie? Like, that is just so stupid. Like, they should have explained how Galvatron reverted back to being Megatron and got his new body. So, yeah, which is just absolutely ridiculous. They didn't do that. When it comes to other new characters, they also introduced Hot Rod, who is voiced by Omar Sy. And, yeah, Omar was very good as Hot Rod, even though Hot Rod didn't have very much screen time. But, yeah, when it comes to Hot Rod, I think I prefer Judd Nelson more as Hot Rod, to be honest. So, yeah. But Omar was still really good at what he was given as him. We also get introduced to another robot called Day Trader, who's voiced by Steve Buscemi, so yeah. He was actually pretty decent as him, I'm not gonna lie, he didn't have much screen time. But this leads on to another plot hole regarding Day Trader because, you know, he's retrieved Starscream's head, guys. But the thing is, in Darker Moon, guys, you know, Starscream's head blew up into pieces. So, how is his head so intact and repaired like that? It got destroyed, like, that makes no sense whatsoever. But yeah, in my Transformers Audio series, I do explain that because that was a plot that really annoyed me, so I tried to fix it. But yeah, like, that was just so stupid. And I also like the introduction of Jim Carter as Cogman, who is the butler of Sir Edmund Burton, and he was really good. He was given pretty funny as well, and it's pretty funny because one of the workers in the movie joked that, you know, that a butler from Downton Abbey, Jim Carter, should voice the butler of this movie, and his joke became reality because Michael Bay actually cast Carter as Cogman. So yeah, because Carter, of course, previously played a butler in Downton Abbey, I believe. So yeah. Never seen that show though, but yeah, he played Mr. Carson, yes, in that show, yeah. Also, I do also believe that other actors also watch other characters. For example, John DiMaggio plays Nitro Zeus for Decepticon, and also Reno Wilson, who's been in all 5 movies. He plays a character called Squeaks, but he only says Chihuahua. That's the only word he says due to damage. And he also voices Mohawk in Decepticon as well. And they also as well confirmed that Topspin survived Darker Moon, the Wrecker, the blue one, and he was voiced by Stephen Barr. But still, this movie and the previous movie, they never even confirmed what happened to Leadfoot and Roadbuster. They never confirmed it, so that was just so ridiculous. So yeah. Now, when it comes to human characters, guys, you know, I'm going to be honest and say that my favourite new character was Sir Edmund Burton, played by the great Sir Anthony Hopkins. You know, he was really good as Sir Edmund Burton, very good in the role. You know, overall, I like him way more as Odin, to be honest, and also as Hannibal Lecter as well. So yeah, he's my favourite Hannibal Lecter. And I also like the addition of Laura Haddock as Vivian Wembley as well. And she was actually a very decent character, guys, and a way more tolerable female protagonist than Tessa, definitely. Isabella Mono was also pretty decent as Isabella as well in the movie. You know, pretty good in the role, in my opinion. You know, really good with what she was given. And it was also somewhat of a guilty pleasure to see Lennox return, played by Josh Duhamel. But, guys, they never confirmed why he's joined the human enemy of the Transformers, you know, who are now called the TRF. Like, why did they not confirm why he's joined the enemy? Because he's a friend of them, you know? Like, that is just so confusing. And also, the reporting cast for the movie was also incredibly misleading because, you know, right, they reported that Epps would return by Tyrese Gibson, but it's revealed that he dropped out because, you know, he was busy working on Fate of Furious in the same year. So, yeah, you know, I feel like, you know, they let us down by, you know, not tell, you know, they could just be honest and said that he wasn't in it, you know. And also the same thing probably had Stanley Tucci, but somehow, because he's in a movie, guys, right, okay. Stanley Tucci appeared as Merlin, he was actually decent as him, but he only appeared in like one scene and that was it, so he was incredibly wasted. Despite having a high billing in the main cast, and, you know, like, Stanley Tucci, in my opinion, you know, was incredibly underused in the movie because it was reported he'd be back as Joshua Joyce, his character from the previous movie, but he didn't return as he appeared as Merlin, and not to mention, guys, right, the whole idea of, you know, Arthur and all that, you know, King Arthur and you know, medieval times and whatever, and Merlin, you know, with Transformers, it makes no sense whatsoever. And yeah, and it also creates no plot hole because in the first movie, Optimus Prime says himself, you know, that the Autobots have learned Earth's language from the World Wide Web, yet before Internet came along, the Transformers who interact with Merlin can speak English, so yeah, that is just ridiculous. And I guess another good quality is, you know, Gemma Chan's voice work as Quintessa, because, you know, she was really good as Quintessa with her voice work, you know. Wasn't really much big fan of her, but I will say that she was way more better and interesting than her role as Cersei in Crap Tunnels, as I call it, because I hate that movie. Another good quality I will say is definitely Steve Jablonsky's music, because, you know, like Peter Cullen, he's never a problem in any of the movies, guys, Steve Jablonsky, because his music is amazing. I love his music. As well as bringing back Arrival to Earth, you know, variation, he brought back other, you know, I think he brought about others as well, but he also brought in new tracks. My favourite is probably We Have to Go, which plays towards the end. That's great music, very powerful music. I love the music in this. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it for, the good qualities. But now, on to bad qualities. Oh god, right, so many. I've already mentioned several when we're talking about characters, but one that I don't like is, humans, because, Cade comes up to play by Mark Wahlberg, but guys, they really ruined Cade in the movie, in my opinion, because compared to Age Extinction, he was so annoying and bland and boring as hell. I did not like him at all. He really got on my nerves. I did not like him in the movie. Like, Mark Wahlberg even nearly turned down returning in the movie, so, like, he should have just done that. So, yeah, why didn't he just do that? I've already mentioned that I hate how Stanley Tucci came out as Merlin, not as Joshua Joyce. So, yeah. And it was also nice how Simmons was played by John Turturro, but unfortunately he didn't have much screen time, sadly. And they never confirmed why he's in Cuba either, with the All Blacks in Sanctuaries. That was just so confusing. And it was also nice to see Glenn Marshall return as well, but yeah. They never even confirmed why he's part of the TRF as well with Lennox either, which was just so stupid. Didn't have very much screen time either, sadly. And also, Liam Gallagher appears King Arthur, guys. He actually reprises his role from Once Upon a Time, guys, from the 5th season. But, I think he's way better in Once Upon a Time than in this, to be honest. Way better. I guess another good quality is, the movie also confirms that Sam Witwicky is dead. So, yeah. But, it was annoying to see him appear as a photo cameo. But, yeah, at least they confirmed that he's dead, like Blaze just said in his review. And unfortunately, guys, the movie did not forget about Tessa because, they included, a vocal cameo by her as a voicemail. So, yeah, that annoyed me. So, like, I'm thinking, oh, get lost when I heard her. Because I can't stand her. And, yeah, the movie just felt so annoying. But thankfully, not as long as Age Extinction and the runtime. But, yeah. Another bad quality I will say, guys, is definitely the visuals and the CGI. Because, the CGI looks so cheap, in my opinion. Like, so ridiculous. Like, it literally looks like toys in the movie, but the Transformers literally look like toys. Pretty ridiculous. And yeah, it's also pretty annoying as well with visuals. They did not improve in the previous movie, no way at all. And also, it was also pretty stupid how, one thing I hate was definitely the aspect ratio, because they always change all the time in the movie, guys. Like, the amount of times it changed is unreal, because they changed it so many times. I got on my nerves. I hated that. So, yeah. And another example of plot hole, guys, is regards to Transformers themselves. Like, for example, Bumblebee, because at the end of the movie, guys, Bumblebee's voice gets repaired when Optimus Prime, as Nemesis Prime, nearly attacks him and kills him. But the thing is, Optimus says to him that he's not heard his voice since Cybertron, yet he heard his voice at the end of the first movie. That is stupid. Also, I didn't like us to have a recast Bumblebee's voice, because Mark Ryan voiced in the first movie. In this movie, he's voiced by Eric Adal, one of the, sound editors. So, yeah, like, why cast him? I mean, Mark Ryan was in a movie in a cameo appearance as one of the Transformers at Burton's Castle, so why not cast, why not just cast him as Bumblebee again, which is it's just ridiculous. So, yeah. When it comes to Transformers themselves, guys, there's one thing I don't like about them, which is screen time, because I mentioned about something I don't like Optimus, guys. It's because I don't like how in the movie Optimus is hardly in it, because at the start he only appears in a handful of scenes, and then he does not appear until over an hour later to retrieve the staff from Merlin, So yeah, like, they really, really underused Optimus in the movie. They really incredibly underused him. Not only that, guys, but he never even seen transforming. He does it off screen, and we only see him in truck form once at the end, and that's it. We never see him transform. Absolutely stupid. And also, they never also explained why Drift is red now and not blue, and why he's got a different form. And also, why is he not a triple changer? Why can't he turn into a helicopter? Like, that is just so confusing. Like, I prefer him way more as a Bugatti Veyron in Age of Extinction over his Ultimate in this, where he's a Mercedes car. So, yeah. So, yeah, like, I don't like it, but Ken Van was still good what he was given as his voice, although he didn't have much screen time. Now they cross hairs, so, yeah. And, but, yeah. And also, when it comes to screen time, Grimlock also appears in the movie. He was also incredibly wasted, because he only appears, in the junkyard eating cars and that's it. So like, Grimlock was incredibly underused in the movie, guys. So yeah, compared to the previous movie. Like, you know, they incredibly wasted Grimlock. You know, what an utter waste that was. And also, when it comes to human characters as well, I also did not like Jimmy either, who is, you know, Cade's friend at the junkyard, you know. Like, he was pretty annoying. I didn't like him very much. He got on my nerves a lot of the time, so yeah, didn't like him. And also, as well, another bad quality I will say, guys, is I also hated how they treated Unicron in the movie, because compared to other media where he's, you know, a giant planet that transforms, you know, the bringer of chaos, in this movie, guys, apparently he's Earth somehow. And in the movie, you know, his horns are coming out of the Earth's surface, you know, growing. And, like, you know, they never explain how this came to be. Like, how is it Earth, you know? How is Unicron planet Earth? That makes no sense whatsoever. So, Unicron was just terrible in the movie, guys. They really, really mistreated Unicron. I very much prefer him in the 1996 movie where he's voiced by Orson Welles. Way more than this. Way more. I also, as well, hate how they once again included very inappropriate jokes, you know, like they've done in the previous movies. Like, that really got on my nerves. I hated that. Luckily, Dark Arena has less vulgar jokes than this, but yeah. I especially hate how the talisman was, you know, going all over Cade's body in different places, in inappropriate places as well, which I'm not going to say because it's inappropriate with children, but yeah, very inappropriate. And also the scene where, you know, when Vivian's parents think that, you know, she's going to be in a relationship with Cade, you know, doing something inappropriate with him, but yeah. Oh, God, that was so cringy. Ugh. Like, that was just so stupid. There's even a Transformer guy, which is basically a HMS Navy ship. It doesn't even transform, which is a HMS Alliance, so yeah. Never given a name, doesn't even transform into robot mode, which is ridiculous. But yeah, like, this movie is just an abomination in every way, guys, yeah. But yeah, the voice acting is still saved, in my opinion, you know, and performances by some of the human actors like Sir Anthony Hopkins and you know, like Laura Haddock. So yeah. But yeah, I think I like Laura Haddock far more in between his movie, guys, as Allison, to be honest, but yeah. And also in the MCU as Meredith Quill, you know, Star-Lord's mother, so yeah. And like, the movie also drags on way too long as well. You know, it goes on way too long and it annoyed me. I did not like that. So yeah, pretty stupid. Like, it just really got on my nerves. I hated it. Like, oh God. Definitely the worst Transformers movie in my opinion. Like, so bad. And like, you know, plot hole is Chicago, because, you know, Chicago appears to have been restored into extinction. Yet in this movie, it's back to being, you know, with war-torn areas again, which is just so stupid. No explanation. Also, Cybertron, guys, is also messed up, because in Dark Arena, Cybertron is shown to be much bigger than Earth, yet, and it got destroyed when you know, it got sent back through a wormhole. Yet, in this movie, it's back, and it looks smaller than Earth. Like, that is just so stupid. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So, like, I don't know why that happened. It's just so confusing. Absolutely ridiculous. And another example of plot hole is Bumblebee, because, you know, at the start of the movie, guys, Bumblebee has a new ability somehow where he can burst apart into pieces and then repair himself. Like, what? That makes zero sense whatsoever. Like, you know, why can he do that? And, like, in the first movie, his legs got blown off, so why didn't he just use his ability to repair them? You know, that creates a plot hole. Like, you know, still, the amount of plot holes the movie has is just absolutely ridiculous. It's so unreal how many plot holes there is. It's just so stupid. But yeah, but for what it's worth, guys, you know, the voice acting saved it, in my opinion. Some of the music and some of the human performances, like from Sir Anthony Hopkins, for example. But yeah, and guess what, guys, right? This movie sets up a sequel. Yeah, it sets up a sixth movie where Quintessa offers, you know, to destroy, you know, Unicron's horns. But yeah, and she's a human form, so yeah. Like, that is just insane how he tried to set up a sequel. But yeah, this movie thankfully bombed at a box office, guys, and it got negative reviews by critics, you know, so yeah. That, you know, stopped, you know, any sequels being made. And thankfully we got a spin-off which is not set in, you know, the Michael Bay movie universe, Bumblebee, so yeah. You know, which was way better than this by far. But yeah. Anyway, guys, so I think I'm pretty much done with this, you know, trash talk of, you know, the last night, so yeah. So if you want to give it out of 10, guys, well, In fact, guys, I think in my ranking review I gave it 5 out of 10, but you know, because I've grown to despise this movie a lot more than I used to, I give this movie a 4 out of 10 because I don't like it. So yeah, definitely the worst one in my opinion. So yeah. So you know, drill guys, this is me reviewing Transformers last night doing my trash talk with episode 6. So you know, drill guys, be sure to give this video a like. Also be sure to comment what you guys thought of last night, if you single to your thoughts are on it. Also be sure to subscribe to X Blaze, the link to the channel in the description. Also please go subscribe to him on the spot, he's got a great channel. Thanks for reviewing this with me. It's been a pleasure to review Michael everyone's with you. I can't wait to Bumby with you. Also be sure to join Team Power by pressing subscribe for more videos in the future. If you'd like to be a member, you can press join, piece in the description. And till all are one.